So just sit quietly 5 minutes. Actually, we have just come from New York, and in the West, mostly for mainstream, if people say the word Buddhist, people think, meditation. Two things. They think non-violence, ahimsa, and meditation. These are the two ideas that people have in their mind when they hear the word Buddhism. And they would be very surprised to know that in Buddhist countries, actually very few Buddhists actually meditate. It seems I am going to be having 2 of these meditation workshops. So this first one we will deal with just the very basics of mind training, and the second one I will deal more with certain Tibetan style techniques. So this first one, these basic Buddhist principles will be recognizable to everybody. Okay. So basically, what is meditation about? Meditation, first of all, is learning how to become the masters of our minds instead of the slaves. How to deal with the mind normally, uncontrolled, and in a state of turmoil. I have no idea what she's saying, but the second point of meditation is to have a direct experience of the unconditioned beyond the conditioned. So as the Buddha himself compared the ordinary untrained mind to a wild horse. And if you have a wild horse that you want to train it, the first thing we need to do is to tame. You cannot train a horse until it has calmed down a bit and is now amenable. So therefore, the beginnings of all Buddhist mind practices are learning how to quieten down and tame the wild horse of the mind. So this is nothing mysterious. This is something which all spiritual traditions know about, and many different methods just for helping our mind to quieten down. So there are many methods, but of course the universal Buddhist method is that of settling the mind to attend to the breathing in and the breathing out. This is not only used in Theravada, but also in Zen and Tibetan tradition and in all Buddhist schools. Now, of course, the breath is a very useful method for us to use. Firstly, because, of course, we are always breathing, and because we cannot breathe in the past or in the future. We can only breathe now. And so if we are really attending to the breath, our mind is present. So how many of you have ever done meditation on the breath? Put your hands up. Oh, put it another way. Who has never done meditation on the breath? Yes, hardly anybody. You see, this is a very universal practice. And because it is universal, it is universal because it works. So, in the Tibetan tradition, they start, therefore, by using the breath to bring the mind into focus, allowing the mind to calm down and to become relaxed and attentive. Then, so we will sit now and we will, for 10 minutes, we will just bring the mind's attention to the breath. This is step one, okay? Bring the mind to the breath. Now, in this particular method, we do not need to make it very tight, okay? The idea is only that we breathe and we know we're breathing. The attention can be at the nostrils, but don't make the attention too tight. The mind should remain relaxed and spacious while being at the same time very centered on the breathing. Okay, there are many methods. But here we are just allowing the mind to calm down and center the attention on the breath in a very open, relaxed manner. So, therefore, whatever thoughts come into the mind, the thoughts are not a problem. The problem is when we are carried away by our thoughts, when we identify with our thoughts. So just ignore the thoughts and bring the attention to the breathing. So the second thing is that whatever sounds one hears, they are just sounds. They are not important. They have nothing to do with us. They are just sounds being received through the organ of the ear. Just ignore them. Don't catch on to them. And just bring the mind again and again back to the breath. So this is very, very basic, simple samatha meditation. We breathe and we know we are breathing. That's all we have to do. Everything else is extraneous. Just breathe and know it. So when the mind gets caught by the thinking mind, by the thought flow, we bring it back, and when it goes again, we just bring it back. No problem. Mind very relaxed, more and more concentrated, attending to the breath as it comes in and it comes out. So this is the very foundation. It's like building a house. If you don't make a good foundation, then the rest of the house will not be strong. So it's very important that this first very simple practice becomes quite strong, because everything else follows on from this.